high profile, terrific season last year. I mean, off the charts with Benzema. And you look at, for those that watched Sunday's game, Tottenham, Man City, and you look at how many times Jack Grealish was fouled and does get fouled. I mean, Sunday he was fouled a lot. But there is not a comparison like for like, but they're both players that like to get the ball in tight spaces and commit defenders and run at defenders. And they're always going to be targeted, fouled. Players are going to wind them up. I have no issue with that. Looking back at those clips, some of those challenges were normal, run-of-the-mill games. Not every challenge not every challenge and free kick is a yellow card. There was a couple of challenges in there, and I think it was the second one on the video. There was no intent to play the ball. And I think the argument is, we know he's... And I'm not trying to make excuses for Real Madrid players here. This is for any player. We know he's going to be a target because he's a quality player. But if it's a bookable challenge, it's a bookable challenge. And I think that's one of the arguments. 10 fouls in a player, I don't think is a lot, unless it's 10 fouls and 60% of them have been from the one player, defender, and he doesn't get booked. If it's shared around the team, and that's just a consequence of the game, then that thing could happen. But no bookings on that game, that was strange.
And that's the thing. Listen, the big difference between the way the game is refereed from our day and today was the ask for the remit of the referees to protect the game's star players. And Vinícius is one of the game's star players, and for all the reasons that both Craig and Sid described, so why he's targeted. But the referee has to protect him. That's his remit. And while, OK, Carlo Ancelotti hints at it without providing the fullest context, it's Real Madrid players who were booked. Referee can control a game by the use of his cards, by going over and speaking to players. And if he does not do that, if he does not protect the game's star players, then he's not fulfilling his fullest duty. And that's what Carlo Ancelotti is hinting at here. And if it is that they're sharing those fouls around, then again, the referee has a responsibility to recognize that and to protect Vinícius as best he can. So just to simply say, well, it's, you know, it's a lot and you can wind him up, so let's just carry on with it. I think it's not allowing the referee or forgiving the referee for not doing his job. Now,
we call it a leveller.
Right.
And for most teams in Spain and other leagues, the leveller is we have to be more aggressive. We don't have the talent, the scope of the talent that they have. And yeah, the game has changed dramatically in terms of some of the ludicrous challenges that used to be around. You see the odd one now and again. But in general, players are protected 100 times more than they used to be. But that's not to negate from the defensive aspect of the game. I mean, I would not expect any player to be rolling up and going, hey, there you go, have a free run through and goal, Vinícius, you know, let's see what you've got. So you're going to have to expect that, and that is where it is down to the officials to make sure that they're refereeing the game within the current laws of the game, which are giving the flair players a little bit more leeway to show that flair, but still giving the defenders enough scope to have some aggression within the play. I think this one at the weekend certainly went over the boundary of what's allowed.
I think it went beyond the pale. And if you're Mallorca, and credit to them...
Yeah, why would you change it?
Exactly. If you recognise, well, the ref's not doing anything, I'm just going to keep weighing into Vinícius.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.